on his way, I'm told. But we might start off with hearing a little bit of Josh's testimony. We've enjoyed having you in our group so much these past 6 months, brother. And so can I begin by asking you a question, and that is, how did you come to make Jesus the Lord and Savior of your life?
Before I became a Christian, I knew God was real. I went to Sunday school. I knew all the Bible stories, how God always provided for his people, all the miracles he did. But it just felt like God created the world and did a bunch of cool things and left. Only because I didn't see any miracles right now. So that led me to leading a life that was okay. As long as I did what I wanted and it didn't affect anyone too badly, it was fine. I'd still get to heaven. That was my mindset until I was about 13, and then I started to get a bit scared about eternal punishment. It's not something everyone wants to go through. But I slowly started to understand how big sin was getting. It was something pretty big because it kept you away from God. But the problem was I was too comfortable in my life of sin, and I just thought it was too much effort for me to become a Christian, so just leave it for the tomorrow. And as I got older, more and more questions started to come up, and more people started asking me whether I was a Christian or not, and I was more than happy to say no, because it was the truth. And then we were at a camp out one night, and we were sitting under the stars, and it was Dubai, so it was a sand dune. And we looked up into the sky, and someone started talking about what it would look like when Jesus came back. And it was this image of where the sky would split into two, and Jesus would come down on a white horse and would judge everyone. And that little voice in my head had two words. It said, "Big yikes." So it started to make me think about what really mattered, and I asked myself one question: what stands the test of time? Because if it stands the test of time, then it really matters. And I thought about this for weeks. I'm pretty dense, I know, but every time I answered that question, it always came back to one thing, and it was God. I could keep playing mind games where I think Christianity is meant for some people and not for others, or I could just come to the honest conclusion that I was scared. I was scared that my life was too much for God to change. And it wasn't my greatest challenge in becoming Christian wasn't my discipline, my devotion, my focus. My greatest challenge in becoming a Christian was believing that the gospel really exists. Could it really be that there's a God that would see me in eternity and would see all my pride, all my brokenness, all my sin, and still be willing to go as far as sending Jesus? The Bible wasn't a bunch of morals anymore. It was describing on how an unrighteous and unholy person like myself could have a relationship with a holy and just God. My testimony today doesn't have big traumatic life events. I wasn't a party animal on the brink of suicide, but it was a beautiful way that a loving father showed love to a rebellious and lost child. These words I speak are a dim reflection of what I have experienced, but something that needs to be shared with all glory to the Father.
What a beautiful testimony of God's grace. And so it's with great joy that I ask you this next question, brother. Josh, have you made Jesus Christ the Lord and Savior of your life? Well, by your confession of faith, we now baptize you in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.